The January transfer window came to a close, and what I want to do is rank/rate the purchases that Premier League teams made. So not themselves, not Walker or Duran, but someone like Marmoush and Tell. And there's some teams that made no purchases, like Arsenal. Screw y'all, by the way. So they will not be mentioned in this video. And I'm going to go team by team and talk about their purchases. And we're going to start with Aston Villa. So Aston Villa, the first purchase they made was Malen. And for me, I think this is a decent signing. Malen's hype has kind of died down. He hasn't been playing enough for Dortmund. He only had 3 goals in 14 games for Dortmund this season. So he's not getting his minutes. He's not really performing when he comes on. So I think it was time for him to move on. And Villa is still a good team. They're in Champions League. It's the reason that Villa made so many purchases, because they need more depth. Aston Villa also did need someone to challenge Bailey, because Bailey hasn't been the best, and he's also very injury prone. So it's a decent signing. It's not the best. Next up, we'll have Rashford. This is another decent signing for me. Rashford has not been himself for like the past year and a half or so, maybe 2 years. He hasn't been performing. I can't remember the last time he scored a goal. So it was also time for him to leave. I don't know how Emery is going to be using Rashford. I don't know if he's going to put him as striker, because for me, Villa played very direct down the middle. They don't really use wings. Maybe fullbacks go up, but that's about it. No wingers. Maybe they're going to try to switch the system, stretch out the pitch. And Rashford's the answer for that. But overall, getting Rashford, I don't think it's something to get excited about. Next up is Asensio. He came from PSG over to Aston Villa, and it's a loan. To me, this one makes no sense. You already have Malen, you already have Rashford, and now you're getting another right winger in Asensio. He can't play across the top 3 like I think all of them can, but Asensio has not been anything special since the start of his career. It is only a loan, so can't crap on the deal too much, but to me it just doesn't make sense. That's why I put it in Y. And the last notable purchase loan that Aston Villa did was Disasi from Chelsea. Disasi literally has a nickname of Disaster Class because he is awful. This purchase makes no sense. Yes, you're lacking in center backs, but is Disasi really the answer? No. I'm sure there was other options on the market, but they just went for Disasi because he's in the Prem, I guess. He has the experience, but his experience has been awful. I think this is an awful deal. I'm going to go for get a refund. Now we move over to Spurs. They made 2 notable signings. I'm going to start off with Donzo. Donzo came from Lens, center back, and it's a loan. So I've seen clips of Donzo. He's a player that likes to get on the ball and drive up from the back. He gets some diagonal passes in him, some tackles, but I feel like his play is going up with the ball. I don't know if Spurs is really going to be using that. If you have your only center back go up with the ball and he loses it, there's going to be a crazy counter that Archie Gray is going to have to deal with. That is not the plan. I don't think that's going to work. But Spurs did need a center back. Donzo is going to get some experience here at Spurs in the Prem. I think overall it's a decent signing. Next up we have Tell, Matheus Tell, on loan from Bayern. And this is where we have our first game changer. I know it's only a loan, but Tell is such a beast. He doesn't get many minutes at Bayern because Bayern is just stacked with players all over the pitch. Tell can play left wing, up top, right wing, but they're still so stacked that he can't get that many minutes. But within the Spurs team, he should be able to play every game, honestly, because he gives something that Spurs doesn't have. He's a trickster. He's very dynamic. Whereas the Spurs players right now, they can only do one job. And this is a time for Tell to show company he deserves to be playing at Bayern. Move on Sané, move on Gnabry. They aren't the guys. Tell is the future. And now we move over to my team. We're going to start off with Marmoush. So Marmoush came over from Frankfurt. 15 goals and 9 assists in 17 games. That's some crazy stats there. He did really good in the Bundesliga, but now he's with us. He's played 2 games. One was good, one was eh. But the game where he was we got battered. So it doesn't really matter. But Marmoush gives us something that we don't have right now at this moment, which is a player with confidence. He wants to take his chances. He willing to shoot from outside the box. He's willing to make runs. He's so energetic, which makes this signing a great signing in my eyes. Next up, we have Kushinov, another purchase from Lens, a center back, young center back, which was shown in the debut against Chelsea, where he had a awful first 5 minutes, but after that he brought it back a little bit, but that's because he wasn't even on the ball that much. They tried to protect him a bit, but overall I think this signing doesn't make that much sense. We got Stones, we got Diaz, we have Akanji, we have Ake, we have Guardiola that can all play center backs, and we got another center back. It doesn't make that much sense. I know they're all injured right now, so I think that's the reason. But once they come back, is he gonna get much playing time? I guess he's one for the future, but overall I think it's a decent signing. And then lastly for City, we have Nico Gonzalez coming from Porto, Spanish player. Finally, a midfielder, a holding DM. I think that's what we should have got first instead of Marmoush. We should have got this guy. He looks like he could do sort of what Rodri does, so that's great for us. But I do feel bad for the guy because he's going to be playing all the minutes. I expect him to start immediately because we need a DM. Kovacic, Bernardo system, Gundogan, it was not working. So I think Kovacic next to Nico Gonzalez is going to be our best holding double pivot. Hopefully that's what Pep does, and hopefully it works. But overall, maybe a little biased, but I think this is a great signing because we desperately needed a DM. Next up, we move over to West Ham. West Ham purchased a striker, a good striker finally, and Evan Ferguson. And to me, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. Evan Ferguson is reuniting with Graham Potter, the guy who discovered him, I'm pretty sure. Gave him some minutes, but then De Zerbi, I think, pushed back on the minutes, and now Herzler doesn't even look at him. This is a chance for him to prove that he is the next big guy. He deserves to be in the top team, and this is his chance. It is only a loan, but still a game changer for West Ham. They need someone that can bag goals. Like I said in previous videos, their strikers all have issues with them. Antonio is out for a long time. We all know what happened. Danny Ings is too old, and then there's Fulkrug, who's also injury prone. But yeah, I think Evan Ferguson is a game changer. Next up, we go over to United, and the purchase that is notable for them is Dorgu. Dorgu getting purchased from Lecce, something like that, from Serie A. And I think this is a great signing because I thought they should get Davies, a left wing back, but they went for like a cheaper option in Dorgu, which is good. I seen a couple clips of him, and honestly, he reminded me of Frimpong. So basically, they got a cheap Frimpong on the left side for only 30 million euros. That's pretty damn good. And they can finally stop playing Dalo or Garnacho on that left wing back when they couldn't do it. They finally have a player that can do it, which is good. So for me, I think this is a great signing. Next up is Enciso going over to Ipswich, which is what I recommended, and for that reason, me calling it, I think this is a game changer. Ipswich are looking to stay out of relegation, and they need more goals to do that. And Enciso won't give the goals, but he will find the goals. He will assist. He is a great player. I have a lot of stock in him, but he hasn't proven it yet. Ipswich is his chance to do it. So it may be crazy for you guys, game changer, but I think he is. Next up is Alcaraz going to Everton. Alcaraz, a midfielder, attacking midfielder, coming over from Flamengo. I think it's a decent signing. So Alcaraz has been in the Prem before with Southampton, and when he was with Southampton, he was one of their better players. Then he got injured. Then he got pushed away to Juventus. Didn't go well there. Then he went to Brazil to Flamengo, and now he's back under Moyes now this time. I think Moyes can get something out of him. My respect for Moyes has gone up. The way he's moving with Everton, it really has gone up. He is a good manager. I realize that now. And Alcaraz is someone that offers something different that Everton don't have at the moment. Their midfielders are all like big dudes, clanky dudes. They're not creative, and Alcaraz is creative. I think he will be helping Everton fight off that relegation battle. And the last transfer is going to be Chilwell to Crystal Palace, or I think it's a loan. Yeah, it was a loan. And I think it's a good purchase because at the moment they're running Mitchell on the left side. And ever since that wing back position came into the system and Mitchell was to take that role, he hasn't been the same. And I feel like Chilwell is more of a wing back. He can go up, cross the ball, maybe even get a goal. I think he's more suitable for the system. And I know that Chilwell hasn't played in a long time. It feels like 2 years. And the last notable thing he did was square up with Bradley from Liverpool, which was embarrassing. But overall, I think this is a decent signing. But yeah, looking at the table, I clearly think that the Prem teams did well. A lot of great signings, a lot of decent signings, some game changers. And a lot of the purchases were made by teams that were struggling, like City, Spurs, Villa, who wants to push back into the European spots, and they have Champions League, a lot of the lower table teams as well. And I feel like this is going to make the back end of the season even more entertaining. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.